Hello guys, so in this video I'll be showing you how you can create a Springboot multi-module project using IntelliJ. So let's get started. So open your IntelliJ. I'm using IntelliJ, the latest version, I think the current update. So you have to open IntelliJ, then click this new project, click on new project, click on Java, click on Java, or give your project a name. So I will name my project like blogger. Let's say it's okay. So my project name will be blogger. So it's going to be a Marvin project. So my JDK, I can decide to go with 21 or 17. So for the sake of this video, we'll be using JDK 21. JDK 21. So I don't want to create a repository. So click on create. Click on create. So it's going to initialize the Marvin project. It's going to initialize it. So for we don't actually need the source folder, the SRS, because we are going to be creating three module basically. Uh, we'll be creating three module, and I will explain in a bit. So load Marvin project. Close this. So let me delete this. So we'll not be using the SRC because we want to create three sub modules and three sub module. We want to create three sub module, and the first one is going to be the core. This is the place our app functionality will be, the functionality of our app, the functionality and the entry point. So this will be the entry point when we have our main class there, and we now have the data class, like the data module. We have the data module. This is where your repository will be, your repository, like your interface for your repository. Then the domain. This is the module you will put your entity, which one again? The DTO and the map pass. This is the place. So this is the three module we are going to create. You can I think you can add as many module you can add, like example the security, the app user. You can add as many as you want to add. So so right click on this and click on new project. You don't want to click on new class, just click on this module, click on new module, and don't go and click Spring Boot yet. So don't go and click Spring Boot here. So just click on this Java again, click on this Java again, and we are going to name this blogger blogger.core, which is the entry point of our application. And we're going to rename. You can see this is, let me rename this to blogger. So let's cancel this first. I think we have to come here and rename it. It's not going to be easy if it's supposed to be blogger. So let's leave it at blogger. Let's come to blogger. So you now come here, right click again and click on new module. Uh, so we have to be changing this manually. So click on blogger, then you just say blogger core. So this is the entry point of our application, and click on create. Then click on create. Then you do the same. Come here again and create another one again. Blogger. blogger data. I think we omit something here. Uh, it's supposed to be blogger. Yes. So this one is supposed to be blogger. So I think that error have disappeared. So when you come to the parent form, you see that we have two module right now. Then right click again. Let us create the third module. So we are going to name this one blogger domain. So don't you have this. So automatically you have already updated. So let's come to blogger. So click on create. So so right now you can see that we have these three module here. We have the domain, the data, and the core. Then you can see on this parent module, you can see we have the three modules here, and we have three main class. We don't want to have three main class. We just want one main class, and the main class is going to be on this else delete, and rename rename this guy to let me rename to blogger rename to blogger application. So you rename it to blogger application. Zoom out. Let me zoom out. So so right now we have blogger application. So let us set up our Spring Boot. First of all, we want to set up the Spring Boot dependency, like the Spring Boot project dependency. So we need to like use dependency manager, then the Spring Boot dependency, like the dependency for the Spring Boot project. So first of all, or yes, so we do dependency, and so we want to do Spring Boot. So Spring Boot dependency under Spring Boot framework. So we select the version. So we have version 3.3.2. So we want to set the scope to we want to set the scope to import. So all the dependency we have at this parent will be available to all the module that we have. So we want to set the type to form. We want to set this type to form. So refresh. So we want to have like some default dependency that will be available across these three module here. It's going to be available in the domain, the data, and the core. So first of all, we want to have the Spring Boot starter test. So we want to have the Spring Boot starter test, and also I want to have long book. So long book. So this is the two I want to have here. So refresh your module, and so when you open this Marvin tab, you can see that we have the main project here, which is we have the main project here. You can see this is already detected already. This starter, we have everything set up here. If you open it, you will see that we have the main project, which is the blogger. and we have these three modules inside of this project. So we have the core, and if you check this dependency, we see that we have this Springboot starter test and this long book. The same thing applies to the rest too. The same. So this module we just created right now is going to be available within all the module you are going to be creating. You are going to be creating. It's going to be available. So what you need to do next is to come here, and so you need to like initialize the annotation, Spring Boot application. So uh so Spring Boot application, and you do Spring application, then you want to run blogger.class, then this the org will be there, and close your statements. Oh, sorry, supposed to be springboot.run, so we must have the run there. So blogger.class, then we have our argument from the main method. So you can see this is the entry point. If I run this application now, let's test if everything is working. No. So let's continue. Let's set up everything first. Then we'll come back. So I have my blogger here, and it like I told you, this is the entry point. So I want to like come to this form and add the web dependency. So I want to add the web dependency. So you can come here and select. So this thing is taking time. So let me do it manually. Spring Boot starter web. So we have the Spring Boot starter web. So refresh. So when you refresh, everything is okay. So under this, we are going to we want to create a block class here, a block entity. So let's insert a new class. So we want to say blogger. So we want to say blogger. We want to say blogger, and just click on enter, and this day, let's say entity. Yes, it's not entity. So yes, you need to add your dependency here. So come here and add your dependency, and you want Spring Boot SATA JPA data JPA. Yes, so you need to add it when you are done. uh, so come here again and add entity. So we have not refreshed this project. So entity. How are we still getting this error? So you can now import it from the Jekara persistency and entity. So we have our entity here, and I want to like no arg argument from the long book, and all arg arguments. So right now I want to do ID, then generate value. Basically, we want to have our ID, then post. private. So, so let me just I just want to, for the sake of example, so we are just, let's say we want to just say post. So we want to just say post. So you now come here. So you want to actually import this domain to this data module. So dependency, and you you import blogger domain. So import it here, refresh the module, so everything will synchronize. Then on in this blogger data, we want to create the repository interface. Then we say blogger repository, and we want to extend the JPA, the JPA interface. And first of all, we have our blogger imported from our blogger domain module, and we want to import this long. No, I think our ID is the ID long, yes. So let me confirm. Let me leave it as long. So we have this here. So now we want to actually like import this into this so that our main application can actually like detect these two modules. So remember that we have this domain under this data, and there's no need of we now importing these two. Already we already have this domain inside of this data. So all we just need to do is just to make this data module available to the core module. So we just come here and type blogger data. So you come here and type blogger data. So everything will synchronize. And so remember we have these two here. We have the web and the blog. So let us see if our application is going to work well. Of course, you know that we are going to run into error because we have not yet set up our database. We don't have our database engine, and we don't have our configuration yet. We don't have our configuration yet, so we are going to run into error. But let us see if our program is going to like give us a compiler error. Or you can see our program has successfully compiled and it's coming up, and one JPA is found. You can see that we have one JPA found, and we have had an error. Failed to configure a data source URL. So let us come to this our resource folder, and let us create a file. You can name it basically it's application.yaml file, and I will just go and copy my configuration for my database and paste it. So here is my configuration for my database. Basically, we have the Spring application, then we have the name of the application, where we have the data source, the URL, the username, and the password. Variable. So I've already set some environment variable here. This edit and this environment variable to bring in my credential for me, the database URL, the username, and the password. We have our setup here. Let me change this to create drop. So whenever the application like start, it's going to create the tables, and whenever the application stop, it's going to like drop all the tables. It's going to drop all the table for us. So what next now? So we have like set up our configuration for our database. So before you start the application, you need to actually like have your engine, your database engine here. So we are using Postgres. So we actually go with the Postgres engine. So refresh your module. So you have to refresh your module, and when you are done, just click on this play button. I think everything should be ready to go. Uh, our application should be working very well. So you can see that our application has started and it's running on port 8080. So let us see if we can actually insert data into our table, our blog. So I'm going to create a runner, like a command line runner to actually insert data into my table. So let me say app runner. So this is going to implement the uh, command line runner. Let us bring in the method here. We say arg, yes. So uh, let's say private final. Then we have the blogger repository. Yes, blogger repository. We we are using Longbook to actually auto eject via the bin. So we are saying require add. So it's going to do this for us. Longbook is going to help us with that, like auto wire the bin or the repository for us. So we are creating a new blog. So let us say blogger, and we say new blog. On this blogger, I want to have a builder here. Come here and just let's say builder. Let's say builder. So there's no need for this new again. You just need to come here and say blogger does builder. Then want to build. We don't need to build any ID because it's going to be auto incrementing. So let's say our first post and build. So let's say this is our first post, and I want to use like we want to log uh, the the class. So let us say so we have the first class. Now we do log info. We do log info and no. So we do log info and we say first post save. So we do this log and one. Of course you have to change this object to blogger one. So let's change this to blogger one, and we want to like save the other, create another one again, name it blogger two, and second post. So you want to save it. So we want to save it. So basically, when we rerun our application now, try and reboot your application, and let's see if our data is going to be saved to the database. So currently we have a problem. Uh, it's not yet saving. So let me see. What are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? Of course, we are saving our. Yes, so we need to annotate it with component. Don't mind me, I forgot. So we need to annotate this with the component. So refresh, 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 refresh. We have saved our like our blog twice. We This is the first one, and this is the second one. So basically, that's how you can actually like create a Spring Boot multi module project. You can see right now we have three modules, and they are working perfectly, very well. So they are working very well. So first of all, you want to set up your dependency manager and the dependencies for your Spring Boot project. This is the dependency for the Spring Boot project, and you want to actually set up like dependency that is going to be across your modules first. So you have to set this up, very necessary. You can see we are using like Java 21 for our to compile our code, and we have this core module here that actually has the web dependency, and they have the data too, and we have our Postgres engine here, our Postgres engine, and we have our data. We have our data here that is going to enable us to save the blog, and we have the domain here. Of course, you can create enough entity in this domain, DTO and mappers, you can create them here. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching to the end. See you in the next video. Bye.